Hi guys, welcome to your channel. This is Starseeds Revolution 1111. Welcome, and this is Vinod here, and hope you're all doing fine. And I'm really doing good. Actually, it's pretty odd time in the night, but I just kind of didn't sleep much, so I just thought of taking another video. So if you are new to this channel, please do subscribe, and also do look into my other videos, the videos which I have posted under the playlist of transformation. So you can just take a look at it, and it might help you in if you are interested in this understanding about this transformation, and anything that would help you in your growth. So please do watch the previous videos. That would be helpful, because I'm doing it in a series of series, so that I just get I kind of introduce people kind of step by step into different concepts, so that it's easier for them, and they can pick and choose how much they want to get exposed, to do, and then they can do additional things as and when they want. So I'm just adding on to my previous videos. The next topic that I'm planning to do today was talk about duality. So duality is something which I just had everything I just learned. It's like a very vast subject, so I'm just going to just give you a shorter version of what it is, and how much I've got an idea, and then definitely give you some reference videos to if you want to explore more in detail, and want to understand more in depth, or you want to get there are lots of discussion subjects. There's lots of great videos on that, so you can take a look at it, and if you want to enhance your knowledge more further. So coming on to duality is the concept of they're called yin and yang. It's the famous I don't know whether there's one basically I think I just missed it. I've kept the video. Okay, so the yin and yang is, I'll show you the kind of a symbol where just you can see a circle with a fish, kind of an eye, white and black it will be, so it keeps circling around. So basically it is a concept of I think it is in one of the books here, I think. I just remember it is in one of my chapters. I think it is here. Yes. Okay, but then see this kind of a symbol. Actually, this is one of the cards where they talk about. But this is balancing yin and yang. So this is there's actually supposed to be two dots here. There's one white dot inside the black, and black dot inside the white. Okay, so there's the big so that is nothing but it also signifies our sun and the moon. It like it's a multiple combination, and then that also equates to the masculine and feminine energy. So then that also can be compared to our light and the dark side, or shadow side, we can call it. So if you see how basically between your mind and your intuition, so these are all the ways duality, you can see the duality in that aspect, right? So duality, so in order to what do you want to get out of this is something. So in all of us we have both the energies. Okay, we are talking about energy, not anything in the physical feature. Would be like you can be a male or female, but both of you have internally, your energy has both masculine and feminine. And there are so once it's like energy wise, you have an energetic body, you can have masculine and feminine. So the key thing is sometimes what happens in our life, we are born and brought up in a society culture where our behaviors also, and how we are grown up in our society, or within our religion, or anything that influences us So what we look at is male has to be masculine energy, should be masculine. He shouldn't do this. He cannot do like that. He cannot cry. He cannot show his emotions. Like those kind of things I'm saying generally. If it is, it may be applicable. There can be. I'm not talking in general everybody, but I'm just talking. This could be in examples. In many of the many of the families we see that, including myself, like generally we are looked upon like male, masculine means they should be like strong, powerful, and the breadwinner. Those attributes and those kind of stereotyping has happened, okay? And whereas feminine means they should be softer, and then just to kind of, like how what I mean. Mostly, you understand, they generally are not that that aggressive or anything like that, or they kind of masculine generally takes the higher post. Will be working, and the feminine will be at homemaker, something of that kind. I'm just saying. So this is how the in kind of, if you see the culture and all has dictated the energies or even the inequalities between masculine and feminine. Okay, so the male and the female. So men and women. So basically, what is that? What it means is when we come to our own body, we have both the energies, which means we have both qualities, which we can, which depends on how much we embrace it. Okay. So if you see, men generally, for example, take decisions more logically from the head and rather than emotionally thinking from the heart. Okay, that's why whereas ladies or women will take from, mostly they are more emotional and they take from their heart. So what happens in this case is, this is where as I was showing you, the key thing is to balance these two energies. So in order to balance them, what happens is, like if you can be feminine, but sometimes you see you're aggressive, you're kind of controlling most of your things in your house. You want to be on top of everything, and you are the breadwinner of the family, or you have to take care of things. You tend to put out work. I mean, increase your masculine energy and work in that, whereas your feminine energy would have just been less, like there would be an imbalance. Okay. And the same time, for a masculine, sometimes you will completely masculine, there wouldn't be any sense of like they wouldn't have show any empathy or any kind of a thing, like they wouldn't show any emotions. They will be like that, so they would be operating completely masculine, and they wouldn't even think about like if there is anything, they brush aside. What's there to feel sad about? Like I mean, why you need to cry, this, that? They make fun and leave it. They don't bring out their emotions. They are all like hidden inside and suppressed. So what happens is that the key thing is, why I'm talking about this is, it's important, the next step, as we balance as we balance the chakras and things, the next important logical step, as I said, we were the vibrations, right? Like I was talking about the previous video about vibrations and how we increase our vibration. The other part, and the next part is balancing these two energies. So in order to balance these two energies, we have to constantly make an effort. The effort to be ourselves, like sometimes be vulnerable. So that's where our chakra balancing is all important. Okay, our chakra balancing, and if you kind of have uh, some kind of how your society has forced you to kind of suppress some of the feelings. You might be a masculine who's never been allowed to cry, or any family member, if you're not allowed to even show your emotions, or just not allowed to cry at all. So that doesn't help in any way, because that is like a kind of, if you see our heart chakra, or because you have to feel, if there is a pain, you feel and cry and let the emotions out. If not, it just gets blocked and it is suppressed in one way or the other. So so what happens is, like if you have water, like a pond or anything, if it is not flowing, so what happens, it becomes like algae and things. It just gets like into a corrupted one, right? So you just become so what happens is that right, the day by day it becomes more and more, and stagnant, and like it doesn't look good afterwards. So that's how the water or anything, emotion should flow out. Either you get angry and let it out, or you show it. It's not a good thing to show anger and let it out, but some way, either people generally vent it out in different ways. So the more, if you suppress something, that will come out in different ways. So the key thing is to ensure that operate, allow both the ways. So even if you're mostly this imbalance happens when mostly in male, or I would say, if I understand, because that's where they don't want to show any of their softer side. They never want to show that they have like how kind of caring they are. They never use, so that's where there will be imbalance in the heart chakra or anything. So that's where the balancing of chakras are important. So another thing is also to ensure you embrace both sides. You embrace all sides of your of your life. Okay, so don't feel bad that you have to cry. It doesn't mean that you're not masculine. If you have to work and you have to be on top of that. You're a woman who's taking care of things. Yes, be proud and take care of it, and also at the same time you can be vulnerable and the same. So you have to balance everything. There's nothing to be hard. If I have to be a boss, I need to be strong means like immediately starting to work like, okay, I'll be strong means like sometimes I've seen some managers would be like operating at a mode where they don't even they're very rude, harsh, and they want to be like kind of coming out very strong so that they can control the things. So that's why these kind of imbalances have to be balanced. So one is like first thing is there are a lot of ways to balance that. One is chakra balancing out through your chakras to ensure all the chakras are balanced, especially heart chakra. Sometimes for men generally the heart chakra where you show your emotions, your empathy and sympathy, your kindness, everything comes out, that chakra gets closed. So because they don't want to get hurt or don't want to show their vulnerable side because they think people take advantage of that, or showing that will be making them less masculine, things like that. And once they kind of shut down that, after that they those emotions and their general energy of in their body is not proper flow wouldn't be there. So that is one thing to ensure that you do the chakra balancing, cleansing and balancing. And the next one is kind of healing. Any of there are various healings or meditation techniques are there which can help us balance both masculine and feminine energy, and also for us to kind of embrace all aspect of us. Don't suppress anything that is because someone told like this, because someone is making me because see, I was very cautious about sometimes when I was a little younger. No, I usually felt like being gay. I was very soft. My voice generally is very soft, and I was not really like what to say that kind of what exactly you'd say like young or like what to say, the one who's sporty, or I never got involved in any sports. I was not interested in sports and stuff. But then you want to be like the strong person and things. I was very in turn very weak, very silent, very soft natured guy kind. So I was feeling sometimes I felt very bad that okay, no, I'm not really living like a real other guys who boisterous, like they come out like a gang members and all, no, the so those kind of rough and tough guys would be there. So I was thinking, okay, maybe we have to be like that or something. Maybe if I'm like this, they might find out or whatever it is. And but I had lots of care and sympathy and empathy for everybody. Okay, so I was unknowingly doing. Nobody criticized me, but the same thing is what happens in many Western countries. If you see the bullying and things, is where sometimes the young gay men would tend to be like more little bit of feminine qualities starts coming out, and they want to live like that. They don't know it's not their problem. It's generally how their body is built, and that's how they express it. But that's where the people who don't understand this pretty much not open-minded to understand various forms of various different types of people exist in the world, and all of us need to coexist and love each other. Okay, so this is the basic things, to understand each one their unique ways of living, and to ensure each one is healthy. So basically that's where this bullying and all comes, when you suddenly see someone where you expect them to be like very as I said, rough and tough like a guys. They should be like acting like a masculine figure, very rough and they should be like this. Suddenly if you look at them like they are talking like a girl or making gestures like a girl, like few things like that, people tend to feel that's where I see, I mean I've seen that they start to harass them or bully them later in the life. So in order to, because they cannot accept such new things, to see that, because they've been like either closed mind, narrow-minded people, and so that's where I'm saying, or they have been in a family where they have been taught boys should be like this, girls should be like that, and so they can't accept anything that is just different and it is natural. Okay, and this is what we have to teach for an healthy, especially now, especially for us, to understand that everybody can exist in the world, and everybody is a unique creation, and no need to be judgmental about anybody else. So if you want to judge, we can judge ourselves if you need it, but then not to judge someone. Okay, so based on certain how the society has created some rules or some kind of norms where based on which you categorize whether he's he's really a masculine, he's like more she's feminine or not. So all these things, so all of us have both the qualities. So key thing is to balance that. So balancing is important. So that what happens is like, that's why when you balance your another key thing helps when you operate with your heart open. That's when rather than listening to your mind, logical, taking always logical decisions, you take it from your heart also, where you kind of you that is where it helps with your intuition actually. So if your heart, through your heart only you get to get the information, your intuition works. If your heart is not opened, or you don't listen to your heart and work, and you use logical thing, your intuition doesn't, I mean, you will not get any intuitive messages to, first of all. So everything you logically take with what you have learned, and through your ego you would decide what is logically correct. But rather intuition would be more appropriate, more correct, where decision making would be there. And that's why if you see, if you love that's why most of the like if I compare, like that's where what happens, the intuition, moon, all are if you see what to say, spiritually, if you see, they all align, intuition, feminine, that moon is considered to be the representation of for feminine energy, and then sun is like male, and then it will be but mind uses the mind generally, and then so, and also yin and yang, the shadow aspect of us, both lighter and darker. So we can compare the lighter side and darker side. For each one of us have the light and dark side. So the masculine, feminine side, whichever side, where the lighter side is the one which we are proudly showing it out, and things like we are openly out there, and we keep ourselves okay, everybody knows about those qualities about us. Okay, but that shadow side is the side which we hide from all, except only we know the complete aspect of it. For example, there could be you could be a person who's kind of sexually active, if at all, I would say, but that side of it you would not show. Even for me, that was first when I was gay initially, when I was out there, was I mean, when I was initially experimenting and things, I usually go have some I will be very promiscuous, and then after that, it just, I kind of wanted to hide that part of it, because outside nobody knew anything, what I was doing, what I was up to. Even till so many years I was hiding that side of my life, and I suppressed it. I was not happy about it. I was not proud of it or anything, that you didn't want to show it out to the world, and you suppress it, and just, so it can be in my case that was the case, or it can be something that you might do something which you're not proud of. Sometimes you're not, don't feel worthy to show it outside, or it is defined as something like a taboo or anything like that, for that matter. Anything that you don't want anybody else to know, only you know, it's like a secret thing within you, and you suppress it and keep it, is your shadow side. So again, that is where we need to make sure that we don't operate too much in our shadow side. Sometimes people just show sometimes people you put a mask outside showing the lighter side, they are like this, but then backside if you go they would be operating completely different personality. That's where you get into traps of people, like many of them psychologically mentally are affected because of that. Sometimes operate in that mode. Outside they look very fantastic and everything, suddenly they if you really know them later on they would be a psychopath or something for that matter. I'm saying they operate in totally dark side of it. Say, I'm just telling it out of the blue. Maybe there could be something. So I hope you got the got what I'm trying to say. If not, so we need to kind of understand that and balance that also. So this is one of the key things about duality. So we have to embrace both sides. We have to know that we can all of us all have a shadow side, but that's why I said there should be a balance. That so I showed you a picture, right? So without see, we cannot say what is right, what is wrong. That is the key thing here. One thing is we should not be judging ourselves too harshly. So and also, and another thing is like what is good, what is bad, who defines it is a question which I really want. I just had initially, I was thinking I'm a good guy, okay, now everything's fine. And so before, once I came out and all, I felt more and more relieved. After that, there was nothing much for me to really feel bad and things. Then when I had my ex, and suddenly I was like, I was feeling he was completely on the dark side. I was on, I was on the light side, and I just started judging him, thinking, oh, he's going to be bad, this and that. Then at the same time, then that's where I listened to Alan Watts. His, uh, his, uh, his theories, like his way of looking at spirituality and spiritual awakening, all these transformation journeys, and how people, he has studied done a major research in all the religions of the world, and how his viewpoints are so amazing and so liberating actually to kind of understand and just it changes your perspective, how you look at life. And you need not be going with whatever the programming has been done to you to by someone who in the past, like who's done this good bad, this is good, this is bad, this is. So see, sometimes you expressing your sexuality is good in some cultures, but in some cultures bad, like. So that's where we don't know what to know. There's nothing called universally defined anything defined by defined, that we could say, okay, this is wrong, this is right, and things like that. Okay, so because in one religion this may be right, one religion, I don't want to go into religion level, but I'm just saying even within the religion there could be some things are wrong, some things are right. For me, in Hindu thing, I was not told anything about being gay. I never heard anything anywhere preaching that I was wrong to be a gay or anything for that matter. When I in movies and all, when I saw came across like the Bible preached about gay being like it is something that is criminal, what to say, like basically something that is not allowed, right? So I was like, you see, these are the things which, how will you take it in fact? So you have to really don't that's where it says don't judge anybody that quickly, because we don't know we on what we are saying we are good and bad, the other person is bad. So that is one key thing you have to see. And how much of the, and also don't hide all your shadow side so much that you, because society has judged you, they will judge you and you suppress yourself. So that's why you have to balance everything. Even from why I'm telling all this is, sometimes if I'm masculine, if I'm masculine would generally want their show they're stronger, they're powerful, and never want to show the vulnerable side. So it becomes like something they suppressed inside. Okay, that becomes their shadow side and things. There's nothing to really. The shadow side also needs to be acknowledged. Yes, this is what I am. Yes, I like to be this, and at certain times you use your masculine powers, energy more, and you sometimes use your feminine energy more. Sometimes when you work in a team or anything, also if you are more working from your heart and show the kindness to people, they would automatically, you can get the no need to control anybody with fear or anything, but only with your kindness they themselves work for you, many of the teams. So this is an evolving concept. Of late people have started showing an interest, as far as I understand industries are showing interest, showing people who have that operate from the heart also is very important key, not just using the logical mind. Okay, so that's where the conflicts and things from within the office environment would come down. So the key thing is duality. Duality in this is to ensure that you balance everything. So masculine, feminine energies within you is there. The feature, there could be some qualities in you which could be more feminine and masculine. Never mind. Just show. For example, in spirituality, they call. I was going to talk about certain terminologies. They called. Divine feminine, divine masculine, because in spiritual terms, spiritual awakening, they call them, those terminologies I use, so I don't use that. But for me, I operate more in feminine energy than masculine energy, so which I'm proud of. I don't mind saying that, which is what helped me to be what I am till today. And I going forward also, and I know when I need to use masculine energy more and when I need to use my feminine energy more. But I'm in general, I operate with feminine energy. That's why I was like, just then only these concepts all I learned from learned over the last 1 year when I went through this journey to understand different ways, what is what. So I went on this quest to understand. So it was wonderful thing. This is where you also take a look at it and embrace certain aspect of your life. Try to explore it. If you're not just giving any kind of, hey, if you don't want to think about something, don't even pay attention. Like, okay, I will force myself. I shouldn't. If you feel a little sad and you feel like crying, just cry and release that emotions out and see whether in what ways you are operating. Okay, these are very important things. Even so, at the same time, female, feminine quality doesn't mean you have to always be soft, always listening to that. You can also operate in the other ways, balance. But I'm not so keen on not so sure, because most of the these days, that feminine are coming up in life, and they are also able to manage work, but plus show be kind and good in art. So I think that they are already balancing. So I think it is more, if I am not I'm not going to judge anybody, but I'm just thinking it might be more of the meant to take care of this particular balancing act. And always think about it, and you should, within ourselves, we have to say that the masculine and feminine energies have to fall in love with each other. That is oneself. Within this duality is just a concept that we need to kind of feel ourselves as one. So within this entire energy or being itself is like we are all one, is what the entire end of the thing is. Like oneness is what important, is very important. And also to ensure that you're not suppressing your feminine within you, or masculine within you is not suppressed because you don't like some of the features. So please ensure that you kind of embrace both the aspect within you. Okay, first acknowledge that you have both things, and don't when you kind of suppress something or keep it in the shadow side, that causes imbalance. Too much of shadow side, you have to acknowledge what is there and then release it. So you have to balance everything. So this is something which I'm just giving you a very short version of it. And there are some meditations which helps you see. For sometimes what happens, in order to balance the energies, like we would be in a house where we are emotionally, like we don't have a father figure. So we tend to have we tend to work, we have to automatically work from a masculine, we take the responsibility, work from that level. We have to be the breadwinner and we are running the show, and we have become a masculine thing. There we would have suppressed our feminine side, because we don't have enough, because we have to operate in that mode we go. So those kind of situations comes, so we need to do some meditation to ensure that we heal the feminine side of a thing. Or if you're masculine side, for the same, if it is the other side, if you have some kind of hatred towards the feminine, or if your parents, in one of your parents have not treated you well or something, or any kind of things that made you hate the feminine qualities of something, you would end up suppressing that feature of yourself, because you don't look at it as something worthy of having that quality in you. So those kind of things would make you suppress your feminine side. Okay, so that phase we need to get into, do some meditation basically to, and to embrace that. To it's like a, we have it's like a wounded like something that there's a wounding in us that we don't want to acknowledge that part of us. So it's all like, if in Hindu religion we call Shiva and Parvati, right? Like we have 50-50 there. That is what the concept is all about. So we share 50% for male and 50% female. Okay, so everyone is of that concept. So this is what basically comes, and finally it is all love. That is what Shiva's concept, right? Love is what Shiva talks about. It's all what is Shiva. Shiva is love. Love is what male and female, 50%, 50%, and this is yin yang. So it's all should be perfect balance. So this is one key concept that you should know. So in case if your imbalance is there, use the chakra to there's like a Reiki healing people do. I also have Reiki in which you can balance some of the energies, and then you have guided meditations for that, and to heal your feminine side, masculine side, and to balance the energy. You have those meditations are there, or hypnosis are there. So self hypnosis are there. Please try it. I'll try and put some of them links down below, but understand this concept, and I'll just give you some links to Alan Watts. Is like one of the I've come across. There are so many people who have done research in that duality and things like that, but Alan Watts thing was very wonderfully, yes, kind of done wonderful research, and it's kind of an eye opener, and it changes your perspective of looking at this life. And it's kind of important when you want to expand your consciousness. Your consciousness has to impact it has to go beyond what you and how you look at this world. The more and more as you go elevate, you need to kind of expand more and more as you become spiritual, or as you transform your life. You're not a you're just you think like you look at yourself within the well, but you have to come out of the well actually, and then see the whole world and think, look down what your situation is, how you judge and where you are, and what this whole world, whole universe is made. That's where this concept elevates you, and also helps you to show that all of us have light and dark side, and everything is fine, and everybody should be fine, and only thing we have to have a balance between them, and to also acknowledge there is a shadow side, and to make sure that you don't suppress it, because you're suppressing a part of you which you have to embrace. Okay, you have to acknowledge that there is a side of you there. There's no point in just brushing it aside and not paying attention to it. Attention is required, and you have to sit and think, why am I not, why is this? Just for example, you can also sit and meditate on some of the qualities to make yourself free of all this negativity, because once the more the shadow side is hidden, by chance someone says, like, something triggers will be there will be someone saying, oh, you're like this, someone comments anything, we get angry because we want to hide that part of it. We would have it is because it is a shadow side, we get mad angry. That's where the anger comes, and your vibrations go slow because you're angry mode. And then, or you feel shame, you feel guilty, because you're not telling it outside. You might act as if, I'm fine, I'm very good person, and inside you feel like, oh God, I've done all these things, but I'm telling outside that, preaching outside like that. So you fall into the lowest vibrating scales, where you have shame, guilty feeling, or you feel angry. All these will bring down your vibration. So you see the connections between that. So what you have to do is, like, why just sit first, even before meditating, just think about what is that that you're hiding from, like what is your shadow side, what you're hiding in your shadow side, just that you know. So why are you hiding it? Why do you want to acknowledge that it is there, and just feel proud that is part and parcel? Acknowledge it, and it's within you. You need not show to everyone, but acknowledge it. It's okay to have shadow side, and you can also release some of them which you want. You don't want to hold on to some baggages, like the guilt feeling and all keeps on piling up on that side. Okay, the more guilty you feel, more shameful you feel, you suppress it and keep it inside. Rather, release all those emotions, unwanted baggages, to cleanse yourself. Okay, the more you let out those unwanted negative emotions, you become a better person in general. Okay, so this is the key thing which I hope you understand. So one thing is duality. You have to embrace both sides of yours, masculine, feminine side. Make sure that you kind of see yourself, embrace both sides of yours. Don't operate in one full mode and just be strong. I'm a strong male. No, that's not going to help you. Just you have to have the balance. That because why men for heart attack and all comes more for the men is because they just kind of become suppress everything. The emotions is suppressed. I believe I'm right in telling that mostly men, if I've seen that, succumb to heart attack and all, as far as I understand, because they kind of keep all the emotions and then don't they'll act as if they're like no, I'm not going to cry, I'm not going to feel low or anything like that, and they just keep it hard in the heart, and that's where it ends up, like your negative emotions all club, and one day it all goes wrong. So whereas generally women, they cry and let out all the emotions out, and they clear after that. So this is some of the things that you need to really understand and embrace, that there's a shadow side. Everybody has a shadow side, but how much is your shadow versus your light side? Light side is honest, true self, where you feel, yes, I am this, and I'm showing the same thing to the outside world. If anything you're manipulated and not showing outside, is a shadow side. Okay, so see how much is the balance between. It should be 51-49, because it's 51 is like 51% white, and I mean, like, you should be lighter, light being rather than dark side. And that's where evil and good and evil, everything they talk, right? Like, if this is duality, so so what they say is like, if you operate more from your mental body, if I would go in the spiritual terms, the evil has control of your mind, but whereas your heart, the God has control over your heart. Okay, so how you operate between these two is important. So the more you work from your heart, the more you become a light being, and more you kind of do great things. Not that I'm not suggesting that every time you work from your mind you become like that, but there are chances that you're going to be influenced by something that, if I put evil, I don't want to get into that concept of evil, but I'm just saying, you understand, right? Like, you logically think with whatever you know it comes, but intuition is a different concept, which I'll tell you more about intuition versus our logical reasoning. Okay, so you just understand. So the duality, if you compare all this, so duality goes between good and bad, good and evil, and it is like masculine, feminine, and light and shadow, and then yin and yang. It's all called, all these terminologies, and basically light and shadow side, whatever it is, right? So these are all terminologies how we compare two sides, positive, negative, right? That's what, where there's positive energy, there will be negative also. Okay, so in order to balance, there should be both. So this is what, but you should have it in balance, not that it is out of balance. So this is key thing for you to, in your transformation journey, this is something you should start looking at, because you cannot operate with one side of the energy, the other side has to be balanced. If it is not balanced, there are meditations that I will tell you. There are meditation, or your own way of self-analysis. Everything you have to analyze yourself, like, what is this, why am I not liking it, why am I not showing it, is it that much of taboo that I'm doing it, is it something psychological that I can get some help from someone to help me recover those things, because those can corrupt you end of the day, and make you get depressed, and all these things, many things, side effects can happen. We never know. Like, if I'm not a psychiatrist, so I'm not going to comment too much, but I'm just saying those kind of aspects can bog you down, bring you down emotionally, and bring you completely down. And also worry will be there, this and that, all things will accumulate. Okay, so just try and see, so ensure that in general you balance those two sides. And in the end of the day, for our transformation is moving towards loving everybody and ourselves. So when we love ourselves, we love both sides of it, and we shouldn't suppress anything in ourselves. Once we suppress, why are we suppressing something, some feature of us, some quality of us, something which, why we are suppressing? Is it because our parents have told you shouldn't be like this? Is that that is old programming? We have to remove those kind of programs from our subconscious mind and belief, and then rewrite, saying that it is okay to have such things. And if you are being like having any problems with the masculine side or feminine side, something that you wanted to suppress and don't want you to see that in you, then you have to kind of heal that wound. What has caused you to suppress your feminine side or masculine side? We need to check what the wound is by going through meditation, or there are like, you can seek professional help. Like, that's where you go for coaches, and professional help you can go and seek, to the doctor, the psychiatrist, or psychologist. You can go and talk to them. Just they will help you to overcome some of the burdens in life. So those are the things. So these are the key things that you need to take care and ensure that there is a perfect balance. Okay, so if you need more details, I can help you with some of the things in detail. So, but for now, I hope you got the concept of duality, and like overall understanding of how I'm but it is a very in-depth topic as well. I've just kind of made it short and so that you can get the key points within that. Okay, so I hope with that I would like to end the today's session. So I hope all of you are still with me, and if you're new, please do subscribe, and if you're existing member, thanks for being here with me so long, and I am really really thankful for being with me so long to listen to me. I'm feeling really honored in that front, and I wish and hope that you get some knowledge which I've gained over the last 1 year, especially the last year, which was quite interesting. So I want all of you to get more knowledge and just pass on this information and discuss among yourselves and spread this too. It's not that only I have to do. Each one of you can, as you learn, you spread your thing, discuss with your team members or whoever, your friends, colleagues, and start like enlightening yourself, because all of us have to move into that place where we are all, we can have, why I'm taking step by step is to end of the day show the power you have within you. Okay, the major power that is there within us, each one of us, is something which nobody really, I mean, no, not nobody, many of them don't know. Okay, so I'm still amazed with the it was like a kept a secret or something, and it is suddenly it's coming out into the, but still so many are aware of it, but many are still not in a place to get access to the information, and here I am, there are several people like me who are already doing this job, and I am here to ensure that I kind of pass on this information to as many people to ensure that they kind of find the kind of power they have within themselves. Okay, so that, what is that power, I'll tell you as I go into the next set of videos. But then at least you need to see what you can get basically how much you can improve yourself, transform your day-to-day living by just following the 3 4 5 8 videos. Your life will definitely change for a good. Actually, so many things you start balancing, so many things you do, so many you're constantly keeping in a high vibration, your basically your life will change. Simply simple. And the real thing is the next concept which I'll talk about in the next video, but I'm talking about intuition, and we'll talk about the manifestation and things like that, which comes in the next set of videos. But apart from that, these basic things itself in your day-to-day life, you can see the change, how different a person you are. And please do embrace both the masculine and feminine side of you. So there's nothing to feel shameful about. It's all, everybody, we are all, both qualities should be there in all of us, and that is the perfect balanced personality. So just try and see how much you can look at yourself and do an analysis and see, okay, does it make sense or not. So leave your comments if you have anything specific to ask me. But I'm just building my channel, so I hope one day the kind of questions becomes more and things. And I'm also planning on starting some more personalized coaching for people, if at all possible. I'll, based on my timings available, so I'll be doing that. So for now, that's the whole thing I wanted to cover, and thanks for watching me, and please do like, share and subscribe. And I'm going to close this video, and definitely we'll meet in the next video with another next topic on this transformation journey. So hope you are all enjoying it, and thanks for watching, and all of you have a good day. Thank you.